be like the worst dental advertisement for
Right? You have that outside your dentist office.
bloody tooth.
Tacoma, Washington. It is one of my favorite places to visit, and the main reason why is because you don't have to go all over town to find the best antique shops. They are all in one place, laid out for you in a 2-block radius from 7th Street to 9th Street, and it's called Antique Row. Honestly, I think the trip to Tacoma is worth it just for the view that you get from the hotels. You've got Mount Rainier off in the distance. You've got the Tacoma Dome, beautiful bridge. You've got trains going. I mean, it is everything you want in a city landscape view. And I highly recommend getting up early for sunrise. I always do that when I travel. I feel like I never like to get up early at home except for garage sale season. But when I travel, I always make sure to see every sunset and every sunrise that I can. 5 bucks that you know who that dude is.
Wolverine?
I knew you were gonna know who it is. Wait, hold on.
Everyone knows.
Is that the guy from the musical? Hugh Jackman, yeah. I was thinking of him from the circus musical one.
Hugh Jackman, but that's who he played.
Yeah, yeah, totally. They have real mummies here. Wow. I love that they put, yes, I am real, so that you don't go ask them, is that real? Wow. Sweet. Found a battleship. Holy guacamole. That's really cool. American President liner. Is this like taking model building like to the next level?
Imagine having that much food.
I can't. I cannot. Hey, I am ready to check out. The condition of it. Yeah, that's worth 100 at least.
Is it, you sure it's Catherine Home?
Oh, positive.
It just seems so.
No, it's for sure Catherine Home. Does it even say that on here? Yeah, it says Catherine Home. Spelled wrong, but
Those are cool.
those are cool. They're just happy horses.
It almost looks like the Portland sign.
Oh yeah,
like
the deer.
a deer, but it's a bird.
It does.
It's kind of
Did you see this? It's a matching bullet point to ours. Do we need 2 that match?
Maybe they were separated at birth.
They were. Maybe they were separated in the factory.
You need to reunite them.
How much is it?
Full retail.
Yeah, let's go find the middle floor. Whoa, if that was recovered, it would be so sweet. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. How much is it? It's only $2.45. It's a rocker. Oh my gosh, it rocks, babe. Dude, that looks like an Adrian Purcell, doesn't it?
Maybe, but it's not. I don't think it's wrong.
Man, this is that a Raya rug back there? I think so.
It's sweet.
Whatever it is. Let's go into the dungeon. Oh, it's really stiff. I don't like the ones like that. But let's take a look and see if it is Raya. Prado Raya rug. It is.
Is it?
Yeah, it is. What do you think? I feel like we need either like bigger rugs or smaller rugs. We have like 3 this size.
Yeah, it's cool, but it's not
pretty
us.
boring.
It's just kind of boring.
It's a little worn too.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's cool.
We'll put it back for someone else. Heck yeah, 35.
Someone's got your style. We've had this before. I
We've
know
sold
for
a couple
sure
of
we've had
those.
that.
Yeah. And then those were only 25. I'm tempted, but I really want this face, so I'm gonna pass on those.
How much is that?
Balance 35.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's fantastic. That light's cool. Who is
Oh.
that one? Cartel?
Does this table look familiar?
No way. It matches our new tables.
Except it doesn't have giant glass on it.
It doesn't, and it's
This is
really
actually
small.
a
Do we
smaller
need
than
it?
table size.
I don't think so.
135.
It's a really good price.
I don't think I can. No, I can't.
We can't fit it in the car anyways. We got the hands in there.
This is pretty cool though.
It is. I wish I had a face on it.
Yeah. It's like handmade. Some person made this, and it's not perfect,
It's wabi sabi, babe.
but it's
Perfectly
perfectly. Yeah,
imperfect.
perfect.
Those are really cute.
This looks pretty cool.
I actually really like this if you were to put little terracotta pots on it. That'd be really cute, little plants. Like, it even moves. That'd be really cute. Or you could have a ton of candles.
Dutch.
Who's it by?
Arabia, Finland.
Arabia?
Mhm.
How much is it?
65.
That's really beautiful. $24. Roy Washington.
Old tavern jacket.
Oh, it's not a sports team?
Roy Tavern. No, it's like an old tavern in Roy, Washington.
Oh, that's cool. You are a good wingman. Fantastic. Definitely getting that. $18.
It's not a purse.
What is it?
It's a radio.
No way.
Pretty sure it's a radio.
And that's how you tune the channels?
Yeah, a little cheeseburger radio.
It would have been cute if it was a
Speaker.
purse. Right? If it just opened up and you can put your stuff inside your hamburger?
I prefer a radio over a purse, but I guess.
I think it's cute.
Yeah, I think it's cool.
I love that you support my hat obsession. People might not think that, but you support my coat and hat obsession.
You look like AC/DC.
I think the clothing shop was my favorite shop out of all of them just because everything in that space was so up my alley. They had all the fringe, they had all the leather, they had tooled leather bags and belts, they had lots of hats, and I only ended up getting the one hat on this trip. Make sure that you visit Sanford & Sons. It is 3 entire floors of antiques, and this is not just an antique store where you start out on the ground level and you go to the tiny little nook upstairs where they say, more vintage that way, and you get up there and there's not much stuff. This is the real deal. The main floor has tons of vintage, and then you go down underground, which is really exciting because I love when you are turning a corner and you're not sure what's going to come out next. It really reminded me of that video game, The Scarab of Ra, from when I was little. I don't know if any of you guys remember that from the 80s. It was before Nintendo's, and I think there were 3 buttons. You could go left, right, and forward. Maybe backwards. Maybe there were 4. You were trying to escape the tombs from the mummy, and you'd pick up little first aid kits everywhere you turned. I think the whole point was just to escape from the tomb alive without the mummy getting you. But it was a really fun game when I was a kid. So yeah, this place reminded me of that game. There is so much more value than just finding a good deal on an item in an antique store. It is where you can learn how to tell the difference between real turquoise and fake turquoise. You can look for all of the designer pieces that you need to be keeping an eye out on. And it is really a place where you can educate yourself on what is truly vintage. And it's really fun because you get to look through all of these historical items. So I feel like if you are one of those people who is trying to learn more about vintage, when it's safe, the best thing you can do is get out there and start visiting your vintage and antique stores. I got to meet the owners of Sanford & Sons, Cheryl and Alan, and they told me that from May all the way through October, they have a Thursday farmers market. And that's where the whole area is covered with food, handmade items, and all the vintage stores kind of dump out their extra stuff on the sidewalks. It's a really, really fun time. So if you're gonna visit, I would probably plan during the summer months so you can go to that market. And they also put on a huge sidewalk sale every August. So the streets are just full of vintage and antiques. And I think I'm gonna be trying to make a trip there myself for that. So maybe I will see you guys there. For those of you who are not from the Pacific Northwest, you are missing out on one of our best restaurant and hotels that we have. They are called McMinimans, and the owners go around and restore old historical buildings to their original glory. And they fill them with antiques from all across the Pacific Northwest. They are so talented at design. They take things from every single era, mix and match and put it together. And when you walk into a McMinimans, you feel like you're walking back in time. They have great and affordable food. And by the way, this is not sponsored. I feel like this is coming across right now as a very sponsored thing, but I promise you, nothing in this video is sponsored. They are just wonderful, and I love supporting local businesses. My husband actually surprised me. I thought we were just going on a day trip to go pick up my hand chairs, and he had a hotel booked and we went on a beautiful date night. This location has a replica of the Spanish Steps from Rome, and they are so beautiful. We were able to have our dinner out by a fire pit by ourselves, socially distanced, and it was just wonderful to be at a restaurant, have a drink, and the best part is it's only a block from the antique stores. I have a rule that I'm only allowed to have one hand item per room, except for these because they're a pair. I feel like, you know, you have to have the left hand and the right hand together. They work. And even though I had my Nancy Funk vase here in the living room before, I moved it to the kitchen to stick to my rules. Otherwise, I feel like my house would look like a weird house, and I have like this hand obsession. I think I first fell in love with hands back in the 1990s. My family business was making a monument for a local artist, and it was a giant concrete hand that was overflowing with alphabet letters, and the water would kind of trickle down and run through that. And my dad is very much like me, or I'm very much like my dad, and he gets very excited about things. And when he gets excited about things, it rubs off on everyone around him. And he was so excited about that project. And so watching that go on for months and my dad's excitement just kind of sunk in and kind of carried over to me. And now I love hands. I want to give you guys a little moving update. My husband and I just signed a lease on our rental home. A lot of you guys have asked me why I am moving and selling my cute house that I just finished remodeling. And it's kind of a long story, but also a short story. Pandemic happened. I miss my family. I want to be closer. And I'm going to show you guys a little clip of exactly why I'm moving.
Tiara, I was really excited for you to move into that house because then we can just start at our house and walking in the middle, we see your house, going and pick you up, and then we keep on going forward, and then we're at the park together.
I just love that little girl. She is my whole world. Now do you see why I want to live closer to her? The rental house that we just signed our lease on is only a 5-minute walk to my sister's house, a 7-minute walk to my brother's house, and a 5-minute drive to my parents. So I'm very, very excited about this spring and summer being much closer to them. This is going to be interesting though, because I have had my own home for so many years now that it's going to be really weird not to be having remodeling projects. I'm going to only do a few very small DIY makeovers of the house. It's a newer house and it doesn't need a lot of work, but I really don't like the slate around the fireplace. So I want to get a stick-on tile that I can remove when we leave. So if any of you guys have any recommendations, I've been checking them out on Etsy and I've seen quite a few fun patterns, but I've never applied one before. So if you've ever used the stick-on tile or stick-on wallpaper, please let me know in the comments below what your tips are, because I have a feeling it's going to be a little bit more complicated than I think it's going to be. I'm going to be doing the entire wall behind these chairs in a removable wallpaper, and I feel like now is the time to go big and bold and just go for it. I'll pop in a few of my favorite options that I'm looking at right now on Etsy and tell me which one you think I should do. A few weeks ago at Goodwill, I found the tooled leather purse that has this ham's a hand on it. And I feel like these pieces are finding me for a reason right now. This hand is the symbol of protection, and I love that it has been used for so many years throughout all of our world in multiple cultures and religion. I think that's really special and beautiful. I love learning the history of symbolism, and this one is definitely something that I'm going to keep in my home, and I am very grateful for its protection right now. There was a vase that I sold probably 3 years ago at the Portland flea market, and I have always regretted selling it, and I've never found another one since. This one reminded me of the shape of it. The other one had a little swirly spot with like a donut hole in it. It was so cool, and I can't believe I sold it. But this one is almost as beautiful, and it's got a very unique shape, a beautiful drippy green glaze, and I love that it has these little feet. Pottery is my thing, and this one has such a fun, bright, bold turquoise color on it, and it even has these little carved indents that look very reminiscent to a lot of the Bitosi pieces. It is a handmade piece signed BHM. and I thought it was just adorable. So I believe that if you in your head collect something, that counts, and that you don't have to own it to be attempting to collect it. And that is how Catherine home pieces have been for me for years. It took me probably 4 or 5 years to find my first one, and I found my blue teapot at an antique store. These are really collectible, and I love when people collect the entire rainbow of them. I will pop in some pictures because it looks absolutely amazing to mix and match with all of the different colors. And originally I was only planning on collecting the blue pieces, but I felt like when I saw this, I was like, oh, I think blue and green look great together, so I might as well. Well, you knew there was no way that I was leaving Tacoma without a hat. Just so you guys know, my husband fully supports my hat and coat addiction. He thinks that accessories are my thing, and so he's always encouraging me. So just in case you thought my husband was gonna hold me back because he was there, it's not the case. I'm very lucky. This one is a vintage Greek fisherman's hat, and the thing that I love about accessories is it's so easy to completely change your look. You just switch out your hat, your purse, and your jewelry, and you're good to go. Hey, they make really good hat holders too.
All right, you guys, so when I went to Tacoma, I was going just to pick up my 2 carved wood hand chairs. But the owner, Martin, is so amazing, and he gifted me a couple of these carved wood hands. And I thought about it, and I was like, all right, I have enough hands going on in my house. So I thought it would be fun to do a giveaway. So all you have to do to enter to win one of these 2 hands is comment below with what you would do to decorate with them. How would you guys use these in your own home? And I will pick 2 people as winners based off of your creativity, and I will announce the 2 winners in my episode that comes out next week. So comment below and let's get creative.
Are you guys loving these road trips as much as I am? I have so many upcoming trips planned, and I'm very excited to be hitting the road and taking you guys all over the Pacific Northwest. And soon as it's safe, I'm going to be taking you guys all over the country and showing you all of the amazing things that you can find out there secondhand and decorate with. Well, I hope you guys had fun hanging out with me and Jesse in Tacoma and getting to see a little glimpse of our trip and my treasures that I found. I hope you are the lucky one who wins those hands. So make sure you comment below, and I will see you guys in a new adventure soon.